and thank you for joining us for Together San Diego. I'm Paola Hernandez Jayo with the San Diego Union-Tribune. Father Joe's Villages is the region's leading homeless service provider, with more than 70 years of experience and is a model for the nation to follow. More than 70 years ago, this organization started, and our guest today, Deacon Jim Vargas, CEO and president of Father Joe's Villages, is going to discuss with us how to prevent and end the cycle of homelessness, and he's going to outline the critical wraparound programs and services offered to neighbors who are experiencing homelessness on their way to self-sufficiency and a brighter future. Deacon Vargas, thank you very much for being with us on the show today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Father's Joe Villages is very well known in the community. Tell us about the organization and about your mission.
Well, as you mentioned, we started very humbly about 70 years ago, but we've grown into quite an organization, and that's to the credit of Father Joe Carroll, who came into the organization in the early to mid 80s. So right now we have comprehensive services that cover anywhere from healthcare. We have a federally qualified health center, which includes primary care as well as behavioral health care. We have psychiatry. We also have substance use disorder treatment. We also have a dental clinic. And then for children, we have our therapeutic child care center. We know that children who come to us in their homelessness situations are 4 times more apt to be homeless in adulthood. So it's important that we mitigate those circumstances and help them to break that cycle so they're not the future adults who are homeless. And then, of course, employment is needed by everyone in order to be able to have the income so that they can be self-sufficient. And so we have our employment center as well with vocational training, which encompasses anywhere from welding, culinary arts, and facilities management, property management, hospitality, and all of these are certificate-bearing courses so that people can then go on to gain employment with these marketable skills and then be self-sufficient. And then we have our shelter bed system. We have more shelter beds than any other homeless services provider in San Diego. We have well over 1,200 beds, and they encompass anywhere from an emergency bed all the way up to transitional housing and other type of shelter beds. But most importantly, we have housing. We develop housing in the region, and that's extremely important because at the end of the day, a house is what breaks the cycle of homelessness. That's what it's all about. So last year, you showed a picture there of a courtyard. Last year, we opened up the largest facility with St. Teresa of Calcutta Villa. That's a 14-story, 407 home facility. It's either taken people off the streets or kept them from falling onto the streets. We have over 500 individuals who are now with us at St. Teresa of Calcutta Villa. 80 of those units there are for veterans. They're specifically for veterans, and then 270 of them are targeted to those who have some level of disability, be it mental health challenges, behavioral health challenges, and some other types of disabilities. So, and of course, we serve 1 million meals a year, breakfast, lunch, and dinner in 2 dining rooms. I can go on and on, Paola, but let me pause right now.
Let's talk a little bit about the street health team that you have and the efforts that you're making with that team.
That's great. Street health is extremely important. Back in 2019, we were the first ones to introduce street health or street medicine into the city of San Diego. We know that about 30% of those who are on the streets will not access medicine in a traditional way, like you and I in a clinic. And so we go out to them. This is our team. Look how bright and cheery they are. They're just so passionate. They go out on a daily basis. And this year, actually, we've added psychiatry as well, which is very exciting. Initially, they were going out to just bind wounds and basically dispense medication, blood pressure medication, and the like. And just, again, meeting people where they are, building relationship, it's extremely important, and helping them in their health situations right there on the streets, literally and intense and the like. And through time, helping them to then come into the clinic. And so that they could be helped more extensively, not only as far as their health needs are concerned, but also trying to link them up with shelter and eventually to housing. And that's what it's all about. And it takes a lot of tenacity. The team is one that's very passionate about what they do, and they stick with it. But that's what it's all about. We introduce medication-assisted treatment actually through this effort, and in order to help individuals wean off of substances. And so when a person comes to us and they say that they want off their drugs, we seize that opportunity. We don't give them an appointment for tomorrow. We say, hey, right now we'll start helping you with this medication-assisted treatment and then therapy, because we do know that if we give them an appointment even for the following day they may not feel the same. They may not feel like they want to get off those drugs, right? So that's an important element, and a lot of that has been generated through the street health.
And one of your other key initiatives that you have is, and your goals is to create self-sufficiency, which is one of the things that you were speaking about. Tell us about what you're doing, the services that you provide, and the programs for self-sufficiency.
Absolutely. One of those that's very key is employment. I mentioned before. In fact, we're expanding our employment center. We're now moving into a new facility, actually the ground level of that facility that you just showed before, the St. Teresa of Calcutta Villa. And that'll be an opportunity to have frontage. So we'll have signage out there so people on the streets, because we serve not only those who reside with us, but we also serve through the employment center anyone on the streets who wants assistance. It could be basic assistance like learning how to use computers, learning how to network, how to prepare a resume, and linking them up with employment resources, right? So it could be as simple as that, or more extensively, such as vocational training that I mentioned before. But this will give us an expanded area from which to work. It'll be new technology, state-of-the-art technology, and we look forward to be able to help even more individuals.
Something else that I was showing on the screen was the services that you have for families also. And I'd also like to share, I know you and your team and the street team and your staff are making a great effort along with your board to help in the community. What can we do? I know when you and I talked prior to the interview, I asked you if you've been getting more calls or more from the public wanting to serve the community to help out with the issues affecting many of us in cities and many people with homelessness. Tell us how the community can get involved and how we can help, if there's opportunities to volunteer or donate.
That's a great question. There are always opportunities. We are only as effective and as successful as we are because of the help of your viewers and your listeners, basically. And so, yes, we need volunteers. In fact, pre-COVID, we were blessed with 10,000 volunteers a year, if you can imagine. And those volunteers serve, as you see here, they can serve meals for us, help us serve meals, and those who have expertise on the teaching side, on the education side, academic side, can potentially volunteer hours in the therapeutic childcare center. Those who are health clinicians and have some time they want to volunteer at our federally qualified health center, they can do that as well. And so that's a way of contributing. Also, you just showed the thrift store. We have 4 thrift stores throughout the city. This is a way, it's a win-win all around. This is a way where the communities can donate they're quality items, basically. They're used items, but they're gently used, and they still have some value, and they donate them. We have 12 trucks that go out throughout the county on a daily basis, preset appointments, and they pick up household goods and furnishings, boats and cars, believe it or not. And we either sell the items at our thrift stores at reduced rates, quality merchandise, reduced rates, or we auction them off at our auction houses. All the proceeds go for the services as well. And then there's also obviously donations. We need donations, people who leave bequests for us, and so that their legacies can continue in their afterlife. And that's always a good thing as well. So there's just so many ways in which you can get involved. I would encourage people to go onto our website, my.neighbor.org, and there's a plethora of ways that you can get involved.
I did share the website. I shared information also on the thrift stores as you were speaking. Again, that website is my.neighbor.org. You can find out more information about the services that are offered and provided through Father Joe's Villages. And you can also find opportunities to volunteer if you would like to make a donation or visit the thrift stores as well. Thank you very much for being with us today, Deacon. Something else that you would like to add?
No, I just want to thank your viewers and your listeners. Again, we're only as successful as those who are who basically support us in our work. And I encourage people to get involved. I encourage people to raise their awareness and share the issues of homelessness. I know it seems frustrating. It seems as if it's never ending. But you know what? We step up to the plate each and every single day, and there's so many successes that we have, and we can see those in the children as they prosper, in the parents as well, and the single men and women who we serve, the veterans. And we live for those successes, and there's so many of them, Paola.
Yes, thank you very much. I had the opportunity of meeting Father Joe. I know he was very committed to helping our community, and there are facts out there, and we can actually physically also see the lives that he changed, the buildings that he built, and the changes that he made to improve our community and the lives of others. Thank you very much, Deacon Vargas, to you and your team for being with us on the show today, and also for that work that you do in our community. And thank you all for watching today. If you would like to watch more of these interviews, you can go to San Diego Union-Tribune.com/together-SD live. Thank you very much, Deacon Vargas, for being with us today. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
News is more important today than ever before.
I'm currently outside Otay Mesa Detention Center.
I'm about to get a report at Sharp.
Out at Sunset Cliffs.
COVID testing site.
We live for these times when we're able to bring the news into the homes of people who need it the most.
I thank all of you for supporting our work.
When you subscribe to the paper, you're telling us that you believe in what we do.